What?
Very good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
But I want you to pay attention. There's a few really big ones. I mean, don't get me wrong. You have to keep getting all the little ones too, but the really big ones, like the first one, right before you start the block up, or after you finish the vac kill. You know, after seeing all the stuff that came out of the machine, because a lot of times, a lot of dealers don't say that. You just finish up the vac kill. It's dead. It's on the floor. Then you take the hose out of the box and just get started with the block up. You haven't gotten that commitment.
What do you say? Because my question's different than yours. What do you say?
After seeing all this dirt and filth that just came out of your vacuum, realizing that all dry systems do the exact same thing, is there any reason, Ms. Glenda, that you want to keep turning on this machine or any machine like it in your house where you eat, sleep, and breathe and spend more than 50% of your time? I couldn't hear you.
I don't know who Glenda is.
Miss Jenny?
No. I never want to turn it on again.
You know who Glenda is. You better stop playing.
So you have to get that commitment that, because if like I said, just like with the marriage thing analogy, if you don't get that commitment that they don't want to, or that they don't want to keep ever using that machine again, you get down to the end, they're going to say something stupid like, well, I'll call you when my vacuum breaks. Idiot's already broken. Even though you showed it to them and you proved it to them, you didn't get that commitment.
Gotcha.
That they didn't verbalize it to you, that they understand, and I don't ever want to turn that on in my house again. So you have to get them to admit it, because if they're just in their mind, they could be going crazy, like, oh my God, I can't believe this thing. But unless they verbalize it to you and admit it, okay, it doesn't work, and no, I don't want to keep using that. So at that point, if they say something stupid at the end, like, okay, I'll call you when my vacuum breaks, then you could pull their card later, or at that point in time. Well, you already said, you don't want to turn it on again, so what are you going to use? Right. Then you can pull their card. But also, and I always
pull their card.
You got it.
Okay. Yeah, you can remind them. Okay, earlier if they say at the end, let's say if they said, "I'll call you when my vacuum breaks." Well, earlier you said that you don't want to keep using your dirt blower in the house. Okay. So what changed within this last 30 minutes? You could pull their card. But also during the block up, I always stop for a second before I move on with that $3 or $4 a day analogy.
So that's when you use that.
Yeah, I always do it. I always do it during my block up, always, because at this time they're already thinking about cost, affordability and things like that. They're thinking like, oh my God, I want to, because they're starting to understand suction and airflow, the difference. Okay, this has eternal airflow, for lack of a better word, but it's never going to stop working. As long as I have it filled up with water properly, we're good to go. So I'm going to be able to save money, save time, save my efforts. So that's why I like to do it right then and there. And actually, I got that from Julian or Mike, one of the two, maybe even actually have
it was probably me.
Somebody's got to say it.
Right? Yeah. So, but that's when I like to say it, right then and there, during my block up. And it's just going from one extreme to the next. If I gave you $4, you can say it with $5 a day. It doesn't matter. Think about it. Who in here drinks Starbucks or coffee?
I drink coffee.
Who in here smokes?
I smoke Terrence's cigarettes.
Yeah, I know. That's why it cost me $10.
How much is it for a pack?
$4.
$4. And you go through a pack a day? Or?
Yeah, roughly.
Roughly. And I started saying this after, even though Julian, Mike, Clay, I've heard it from all of them. Make sure you say that analogy. It wasn't until I did a demo. I was on base, and the guy was like an E3, maybe E4, and then the wife said it herself at the end. She said it. She said, "Honey, well, if you stop smoking your 2 packs of cigarettes a day, we'd be able to afford this." And I was like, dang, and they didn't get it, and that pissed me off because if I would have said that earlier, that might have made the difference. Right. It might have made the difference.
Well, I had that happen up in Oregon. I did a demo for this couple, really, really nice couple. It was a very long demo because we just got along really, really well. And I'm sitting there watching the husband smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke. And about halfway through the block up, I stopped. I was like, Cornell, you can tell me it's none of my business. But I watched you go through about 3 packs of cigarettes since I've been here. How many packs of cigarettes do you go through in a day? His wife goes 6 to 7.
Oh!
I said, so you smoke $35 worth of cigarettes a day? He said, yes. I said, you better not tell him you can't afford this. And I just kept going. And when it got down to the end, I did the price and everything, and he starts rummaging through mail and pulls out cash. I had to double check the cash because during the warm up he was telling me how he counterfeited money after.
Nice.
Spent 10 years in prison for it, so I'm like sitting there doing this with every bill, and he's laughing. I mean, he's laughing because he got the joke. But he owned a very successful printing business in there.
I bet he did.
Had a very successful printing business. Well,
if I don't have enough business, we'll just print a few extra.
Very good, Dave.
Yes, thanks.